pluribus unum, out of many, one. Now, no one should dispute that, like every sovereign nation on this planet, we have a right to control who comes in. But unlike other countries, we are not afraid of people coming in here from other places. Instead, inspired by our Judeo-Christian principles, we Americans have seen the stranger and invited them in. And our nation has been blessed
Since
for
the
it.
1960s, the population of illegal immigrants in the United States has risen drastically. In 1960, the percentage of illegal immigrants was only 540,000, but today, over 11 million live in the United States. A national debate has begun over what to do with this group of people. Some want to strengthen border security and round up and deport all illegal immigrants, while other people want to give these illegal immigrants an easier and quicker path to achieve citizenship. To try and reconcile these two very different points of view, a bipartisan group of senators known as the Gang of Eight, consisting of Senators Schumer, Durbin, Rubio, McCain, Menendez, Bennett, Graham, and Flake, have come forward with a comprehensive immigration reform plan.
This plan would grant citizenship to most illegal immigrants already residing to the United States once they have paid a fine, all the taxes they owe, learn English, and not have any criminal record. It would also make the border more secure by providing funding for a border fence across the entire southern border, and by adding 400,000 more border agents. This bill is supported by both Republicans and Democrats. A majority of 51% of Americans also support this bill, which should encourage Congress to pass it.
This is a thoughtful, bipartisan solution to a tough problem, and so that's why I'm going to support it.
The laws governing the immigration system aren't working. The system is broken.
The good news is that we've got a strong bipartisan bill that meets many of those principles. As I've said before, it's not a bill that represents everything that I would like to see. It represents
Many opponents of this bill say that granting citizenship to illegal immigrants would be awarding them for breaking the law. They say that instead of entering the country illegally, illegal immigrants should have waited their turn and immigrated through the legal process. However, that many do not understand how complicated and how long the immigration process is.
U.S. because I was very young when I moved here with my parents, and they entered the country legally with a visa, and they did spend around maybe $10,000 throughout the application process for all of us to be able to move here, and that is a very considerable amount of money to anyone that basically doesn't live in the United States. That equals to that is more money than most people make in a year worldwide.
Many opponents also say that the Gang of Eight bill would cost too much money since illegal immigrants tend to be poorer and use government services. However, according to the Congressional Budget Office, passing this bill will reduce the deficit by $197 billion over the next 10 years and by $700 billion by 2033 because of the increased tax revenue. It would also help the economy by increasing housing demand, raising wages, and increasing the size of the labor force.
In 2014, Congress has to pass immigration reform in order to speed up the immigration process for illegal immigrants. By doing so, the United States will benefit from increased tax revenue, and millions of families will not have to live in fear of being deported.
A lot of the people that come here illegally are merely just trying to fulfill the American dream, and a lot of them come with good intentions, and they just want to work hard and be able to provide for their families back home. and sometimes some of them bring their families from home here